Hi, Trapnest here. Welcome to my 28 Days Later music production course, where I will be teaching you everything you need to know to become a full-time music producer, from creating entire songs to developing your own brand and creating a business plan. In the last video I showed you how to polish the mixing of your song so you can get it ready for mastering, and today we will talk about mastering. If you are new to these videos, please make sure to check the other videos in this course, that way we can be on the same page. If you are enjoying this content, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram for more content like this. Okay, so before we start, a disclaimer. This video is not about how you have to master, because one, I don't know how to master myself. I mean, I know the process and the steps involved in the process, but I have never really been able to create a master that I can feel proud of. And number two is that I've come to realize in these almost 2.5 years I've been working as a full-time music producer, it's better to focus on your strengths instead of trying to be a jack of all trades. In my case, my strengths are composition and production. I've also learned some mixing because that's a step that I want to be deeply involved in, but for mastering, I feel like you should leave it to someone else. Maybe there's a mistake in the song and you haven't realized it because, I don't know, you haven't listened to it over and over again hundreds of times and you got used to those mistakes, or maybe you don't know that those mistakes are in there in the first place. A mastering engineer will be a pair of fresh ears that will be able to judge your song more objectively. So what I want to talk about in this video is actually the things that you have to keep in mind when preparing a song to export for mastering. The first step will be to make sure that our song is peaking in the range of -10 to -6 dB. Anything louder than that might be a problem at the moment of mastering. So let's play our song in the loudest part, the last hook, or actually the second hook is okay. The song is peaking between -5 and -3. I definitely wanted to peak at -6 at most. So I'm gonna lower the volume in all of my tracks. I'm gonna reduce -4 dB. I think that should be enough. Okay, now let's see how it sounds. Okay, it's peaking between -7 and -9. That should be good enough. Ideally, you should have reached this level during the mixing, but you know, we are not taking that much time in this mixing, so yeah. Next thing, I want to make sure that I don't have any element of my song mixing here. You can just check the channels on each track and make sure that everything is there. The only elements that are not here are the lead synth, because that's only during the last hook, and the effects that are just the transitions part. Next step will be to make sure that our song is not in mono. This can happen maybe because you loaded by accident a mono plugin into the master. You see, when you have something in mono, pretty much the stereo field becomes like this, or maybe you forgot to pan the tracks, but anyway, just make sure that your song is not in mono. Next, I want to leave some space at the beginning of the song, just because sometimes when an audio process like mastering happens, it tends to eat the first milliseconds of your song. It may not sound like a lot, but listen to how it will sound if I take out like half a second. It's not starting from the very beginning, it's starting just a little later, but it's obvious that there's a piece missing of the song. So what I'm gonna do here is just select everything, then I'm gonna zoom in here a lot. I'm just gonna move it a couple, like half a second away. Don't leave too much, otherwise there's gonna be like a silence at the beginning of your song, and that's also not good. Also make sure that you don't have too much dead space at the ending. And finally, when rendering the track, make sure that you are rendering it in a lossless format. Something like an MP3 is a compressed audio file, meaning that the quality will not be as good as an uncompressed file. If you want an example, it will be like the difference between a glass of whiskey and a glass of watered down whiskey at a bar. Yes, both are whiskeys, but if you can have the non-watered version of the whiskey, that will be much better. There are different lossless formats. I'm going with Wave because it's one of the most popular ones. And yep, hit export. Make sure to name your track correctly this time. Once you have exported your song, listen to it one more time just to make sure that there are no issues at all with it. Maybe some noises, maybe some pops in the sound, I don't know. Just make sure. After that, you can use a service like Lander that masters your song automatically. You just have to pretty much drag your song into the website, select a couple of options. In this case, I went with the balanced medium loudness. Listen to the difference. And that's it. We have finished a song from the very beginning to the last step. The next videos will be more about mindset, marketing, developing your own brand, ideas for creating a business plan or what career you can pursue in music. But if you want to just start making music as soon as possible, you can stop the course here and come back to the other videos later. There's no rush to learn what's coming on in the next videos. That will be all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've been enjoying this content so far, and if you do, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. It may not seem like much, but does a lot for me and a lot for this channel. So if you have already done that, thank you so much. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment, and if you decide to continue with this course, I'll see you in the next one.